All right, people, good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. We are doing this much later than we usually do, and this time it's not my fault. Pro Football Reference, which is the website I like to use for this weekly segment. I've been using Pro Football Reference for a few years now. They took longer than usual to get up their data, and actually, as of me recording this video on Thursday night, they still don't have all the data up for advanced defensive metrics, so don't know what's going on. Don't know if this is going to be a recurring thing. Don't know if this was a one-time thing, but quite a few players have missing data for last week's game. So hopefully that's not a recurring thing. The good news is, as far as pass coverage stuff goes, most of the stuff is in. There's like 1 or 2 attempts that aren't accounted for, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. We're going to see the stuff we need to see. I think everything left is for the edge rushers. I think the edge rushers were technically targeted in coverage once or twice. So their data is not yet in. But I'm not worried about that, right? For one, it wasn't that much, whatever they gave up. And two, I don't think that's all that educational to look at your edge rushers in coverage when it's not a big part of what your defense is struggling to do. They're going to get targeted every now and then. They're usually going to give up short completions, and it doesn't mean that much. What means a lot is the players that get targeted frequently and how they're holding up. Okay. Please thumbs up this video, subscribe if you're new, click the bell for notifications, become a channel member for $2 a month. Those are the best ways to support. Let's start with the linebackers, and we only had 2 linebackers register targets in this game. You've got Ernest Jones the fourth, and then you've got Tyrese Knight. And Jones obviously did well overall just because of the interception. But even beyond that, it's pretty darn efficient. He was targeted 7 times in that game, according to PFR, and gave up 35 yards. That's 5 yards a target. Almost all of it was yak also. So it's not just him giving up the yards. And, of course, he had the interception. So for a guy whose reputation is being pretty bad in coverage, this was a pretty good start. And obviously, there's more to coverage ability than just what you allow. But this is something that I'm pretty happy to live with. Now, Tyrese Knight, on the other hand, he gave up 35 yards, but it's a completely different story, right? On 4 targets, 4 completions, that's 9 yards a target almost. And there's no interception, right? And most of it is still yak, but there's more air yards here. So it's like a tale of 2 35-yard games. Excuse me. Whoa. So those are the linebackers. Mixed bag there, but overall not bad. Like I said, I think 1 or 2 of the edge rushers got targeted in this game, but the data is not out yet. Again, I'm not going to worry about it. What I am going to worry about, though, is the cornerback position. Well, worry may not be the right word overall, but Devin Witherspoon, pretty whatever, right? 6 targets, 5 completions, 35 yards. Not terrible, but we've got higher expectations around here, I think. And remember, the Niners don't have their best receivers in this game. Brandon Ayuk is out. Jawan Jennings went out in the 3rd quarter. DeMarcus, I think what's his name? DeMarcus Robinson is suspended. So I think it would be reasonable to say you need to do a little bit better than this. I'm not going to make a huge deal out of it. It's not like it's terrible or anything. About half and half with the yak versus the air yards. So that's whatever. Not much to read into there. 91 QB rating. It's a whatever game for him. Before we go any further, I want to tell you a little bit about my friends over at Sleeper. If you're not using the Sleeper app for daily fantasy football this year, you are missing out. Let's get some picks in for the week. Take a look over on the left side of your screen. Look at all this great stuff you can do over on Sleeper right now. My picks go as such. I got Jalen Hurts going over 41.5 rushing yards. I don't think Philly really trusts their passing attack right now. I think that Jalen Hurts is going to scramble a lot. I think there are going to be a lot of designed runs for him. I got JSN going over 65.5 receiving yards. Our boy. Who else are we really going to throw to right now? Clearly, we don't trust anybody else that much. And I have Travis Etienne going over 55.5 rushing yards on the Bengals. He's feeling it right now. Remember, the Sleeper app, use the promo code SBN to get a $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. check out the Sleeper app today. And that's going to happen from time to time. It's, whatever games happen from time to time with a cornerback, you're not going to be perfect every game. You're not going to make a big play every game. Sometimes you just have to get in there and do the work. 35 yards on 6 targets is, it's okay. It's okay. What's not okay, of course, is Woolen. I don't think I need to expound on this one too much. I don't think that I need to explain to people why 5 targets, 80 yards, 1 touchdown, 63 of it being air yards, by the way, so it's not even a yak thing where it's not totally Woolen's fault. It pretty much is totally Woolen's fault. Perfect QB rating against. It's hard to be worse, and we don't need this right now. The season just started. 4 completions on 5 targets for 80 yards for an outside corner who is supposed to be a coverage wizard in a contract year. Yeah, that's bad. Again, I'm going to give him the opportunity to get up, but it's one thing to do this in week 12 after 11 good games. It's one thing to do this even in week 8 after 7 good games, but doing it in the first game, how can you not be a little bit wary of him going forward? How can you not find yourself wondering, is this somebody I really want to be giving life-changing money to right now? It's tough. Not tough, however, is complimenting Josh Jobe for a remarkable game. This is the same data that Pro Football Focus gave us, by the way. Some of these numbers are different. This one is not. 5 targets, 1 yard allowed on 1 completion. By the way, 2 yak yards, -1 air yard, so it was a screen anyway. And the pick, 0 QB rating when targeted. That is the opposite of the Woolen game. He basically had a reverse Woolen. And shout out to him. I mean, I liked him last year. I know a lot of people were kind of critical of him, but I didn't know he had this in him. I didn't know he could do this. And I know it's just one game, but it wasn't just, he wasn't a product of circumstance here. He was legitimately playing at a very high level of football. So shout out Josh Jobe. Safeties, unlike PFF, Julian Love gets dinged by PFR. They give him the 1 target, 1 completion, 25 yards. I think this was the Kyle Juszczyk play. And 118 QB rating against. So, look, it's 1 target. I'm not going to worry about it too much, but not the best start. And Kobe Bryant, similarly, not the best start. 3 targets, 3 completions, 43 yards. He's a safety. It's not terrible, and on its own, I'm not going to sweat it too much. But it's almost all air yards, too, so it's pretty well earned, honestly. 118 QB rating against again. Okada, I mean, we all know what he did, right? He got targeted a couple times in that game. Both big plays for the Niners, not in terms of yards, but one was the Kittle touchdown and one was a big 3rd down conversion. So it was costly. It's only 16 yards on 2 targets. That doesn't sound like a disaster, but what he gave up cost a lot. Most of it was yak. Obviously, the touchdown, 139.6 rating. He just needs to not be out there. This is not something that he can really do at any kind of a decent level. And, yeah, there's not much else to say. So that is your pass coverage Thursday. Sorry it's so late, but PFR, the data isn't out there. And by the way, their pass rush data still isn't out there as of me recording this. So hopefully sometime tomorrow I'm able to get the pass rush video up. If this ends up becoming a trend, I might just have to switch to PFF full-time, but I don't want to do that. So I'm hoping that that's not the case. All right. See you guys later. Go Hawks. Probably on stream later. If not, I mean, see you guys when I see you guys. Go Hawks.